I'm going to be making a heart box, but I'm going to show you how to make an oval wall, this long skinny wall that you have to roll out the slab for. So what you want to do first is get your clay. You can see that's not a lot of clay. That's going to be enough. I mean, then you want to start to kind of slap it into this like a baguette. You ever had a baguette, right? Long skinny bread. And then, I'm not going to finish this because I think you guys pretty much know how to roll a slab out, but then you can start to do that tossing thing. If it starts to get real wide, see that move I just did? You don't want it to get wide because you can always, put that paper over it. And the envelopes for the templates are right behind me. And as soon as you use a template to cut out, please put it back. Okay, now you can see how this thing is getting almost long enough and it's still way too thick. So then when we start to put this piece with plastic and the clay and plastic and the sticks, just like rolling out the slab for the rain stick, this will remain kind of long and narrow so you could more easily cut out a slab for the wall. But I'm not going to use this one because I have this one. What I did do earlier, I rolled out, I did a slab that was more rectangular, and I cut out 2 hearts, or you would cut out 2 ovals and put one on top of the other with newspaper and newspaper. Okay, that's how you have to store those overnight. You want these to firm up a little bit, but we will put plastic over it so it doesn't get too dry. So that's pre-done. You guys know how to do that. Doing those slabs is easy compared to doing the slab for the rain stick. That one was much bigger. All right, I need to put this away. Now you have to imagine, you've all done this. I'm gonna cut out 2 heart walls, because that's what you have to do. If you're making a heart, it says cut 2. If you're making an oval, it says cut 1, but you have to unfold it to cut 1. Okay? All right. So I rolled and I flipped the plastic over and I rolled and I flipped it over and all that until I got down to the sticks. At the very end, you have to, again, take the plastic off, flip over the entire thing, and then take the plastic off again. So I could cut out one long oval wall, but I'm not going to because I'm not making an oval. I'm going to cut out 2 heart walls, and I know that's long enough because I kind of tested it out. So here's my fettling knife. I'm just going to cut right across there. Now, when you cut out your lid and your bottom of either one, here's a good thing to do. Just cut out some of that excess, cut it into a few pieces. Then you can kind of get rid of those. Imagine me going around a heart or an oval. This one comes off just fine. Okay, so I've got that one. Let's move that. I'm just going to move it off to the side. Oh, stick. There you go. Okay, here we go. Now I can cut up my second one. Again, these are always good to let them be a little too long. That's totally okay. If they're a ½ inch or an inch a little bit too long, don't make them too wide because that'll mess with the height. Okay, peel off the excess. This excess is good clay. You'll need a little more clay to make your box. So let's get that wrapped up right away. Okay, now comes the part that students often forget. You are going to need strips of newspaper. If you do an oval, a wall. It's just going to be longer than what I do. That's all. If you take newspaper and you tear it from the top down, you make nice little strips. There's a grain to newspaper. So if you go from the top down, you will always make perfect little strips. If you turn it this way and try to tear it, it'll just go in crazy directions. You never knew that, now you do. So here's, watch. You have to get some newspaper on your clay, a little bit longer than your clay. Make sure one side of it is exposed just by a little ½ inch. Then you're going to pick it up by the plastic and create a loose cinnamon roll. And the reason you put the paper there, just imagine that clay is fresh and sticky, and it will stick to itself. So I'm going to do that with both the hearts. Where's my board? Thought there was an extra board right here. Oh, anybody have would you get me a board, please? A wooden board, not file cabinet. And while that's going on, I can do that with my other one. So if you're doing a heart, you'll do this twice, just like I am. Remember, keep a little bit of that clay exposed. I'll show you why in just a moment. So you're gonna do, if you have any one of those is fine. So if you had the long oval wall, you're just gonna, don't worry, just let it shut, sweetie. Just let her go. Thank you very much. Oh, there we go, thanks. All right, so now we're gonna carefully put these over here. And again, yours might be that longer oval shape. Then we have to open the clay up just enough to take the paper out. So the paper is there only temporarily. So we're just gonna gently open it up. Not all the way, it still needs to be curled into itself quite a bit. And that should just peel right out. Oops, I have to unroll it a little bit. Okay, just like little cinnamon rolls, you want to try to make sure your walls are not starting to bend and wobble. Then you're going to take this to a blow dryer. And there's one right there. There's one right here that will plug in, probably over on those wheels before you get to the wheel throwers. When you blow dry this, and it should be 4 or 5 minutes, keep the blow dryer moving. Don't just go like in one spot, because we want to let everything kind of firm up a little bit. And all you need it to do is firm up a little bit. Okay? So blow dry, blow dry, blow dry. If you don't get a chance to get this far, you can leave them like that, but you really need to wrap them well in plastic, because if they get too dry, they won't unfold. When you do unfold them, they'll crack and break. So, after you do that, after they're just a little bit stiff, and I didn't blow dry these, but I'll just take this chance here, you are going to put them, or it, on top of the edge of your slab, just to get them in the right shape. And I'm going to blow dry these, or I'll ask you to, Zeb, in a few minutes. So we have to get them in the right shape. Okay, we're not going to attach it today. So if it was my heart, I kind of keep this just in the right shape and put it right there. And I would do the same thing with the other side. And again, this wall goes on top of the base. It does not go on the outside, it goes on top. That's where we're going to, let's see, let's go over here a little more. So now, then the next day, these walls may have stiffened up just a little bit more, but they're just in the right shape. So we should not have to bend them to make them fit. So, but what we need to do, I have to kind of curl these back up a little bit so we can blow dry them. Zeb, will you blow dry these for 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Did you see what I did? I kind of opened them up to the shape. Then all we have to do is cover this pretty well overnight, and we cannot attach it till the next day. So these also need to be covered in plastic well. Not just a blanky night-night thing. We need to make sure it's kind of covered up, okay? So if you had an oval wall, you will have the entire oval, and if you can picture this as clay, it'll be an oval shape, but it will be too long. It will overlap itself. And that's normal. That's what it's supposed to do. So don't worry, we'll slice that and make it a nice fit. All right, then tomorrow hopefully we'll start putting the walls together. All right, cut that.